Talkin Sex Live with Chet and Diane is recorded in front of a live audience. This show is for mature audiences only. Hello, you are Talkin Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
And we are live on a Saturday night. We are unlicensed sex therapists. My name is Chet Hart. This is the lovely
Diane Hart.
And we're here to answer all your questions about sex and relationship advice. Last week, I was a little under the weather with the COVID vaccine. So I had a really high temperature and clammy. We were streaming, but we weren't recording. So that was just me and my fault, but not a big deal. We are joined, as always, with our wonderful producer. How are you doing, Wells?
Hi, everyone. How are you?
We're doing great, man. How is your life going right now? You've been vaccinated, right?
I've been vaccinated for a couple months now. It's a nice sense of release, knowing that I can't get seriously sick, at least at the moment, with the variants that we have.
That's right.
How are you feeling now that you're vaccinated?
Oh man, it is great. We're trying to get back into our life. I'm a sex coach. I go out and I coach couples who are having some problems in the bedroom. I observe, I give advice, and I'm back doing that again. And Diane's writing a book, and with my assistance, so things are starting to get back to normal. Peter, how you doing there, Peter?
I'm good. I'm doing great. Happy to be back as always. It's so nice to see your sexy faces, all three of you. Wells doesn't always make it to the shows, and I'm always so sad when he's not here because he's just a ray of sunshine.
Thanks, Peter.
That's right. Wells has been dating, isn't that right?
Well, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, what have you been? Who have you been dating?
You got a nice glow to you now.
Yeah.
Well, her name is Patricia.
Ooh.
She's a veterinarian from Long Island originally, so she's got a bit of an accent, and she's quite charming.
Right on. That's great. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully, we can give you some advice later on or something. So
Sure.
So do we have any callers coming in?
We sure do. We have Jennifer. It's her boyfriend's birthday, and they've been together for 8 years, and they always have anal intercourse in the rectum. But now she says she wants to spice things up. Is it a good or a bad idea to have a birthday threesome?
Wow, threesome, yeah. Well, hello, you're Talkin Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
And is this Jennifer?
Hi, Chet and Diane. This is Jennifer.
So you have a very interesting problem.
So you want to have a threesome, is that correct? For your birthday? Did I understand that
correctly?
Yes,
for literally the last 8 years that we've been together, on Jimmy's birthday, we have anal sex, and he looks forward to it every year, but I hate it. I really can't do it anymore.
Go ahead.
I want something that I enjoy, you know?
Yes.
We don't do anything for my birthday.
Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. Wow. So sex should always be
safe, sane, and consensual.
Both peoples should be enjoying themselves. It shouldn't just be a one-way pleasure fest. But it's an intimate conversation.
Correctly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of women feel that they have to please men in society, and so we do things that we're not really comfortable with, and then we later regret because it's like, well, I want to be liked, and I want him to, think I'm a good, sexy girl, so I'll do this even though I don't feel like it, but then we feel like crap later because we weren't true to ourselves.
That's right. So, if you got to have an open conversation with them and say, you know what, I know you like having anal sex, and I know it's your birthday present, but I don't enjoy it. It hurts. You can even say, you're just way too big. That will sometimes calm the guy down a little bit, being like, yeah, I am too big, aren't I? I'm sorry I hurt you.
Always is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. That's a really great idea. I was just hoping that I could surprise them all together to where we wouldn't even have to have that conversation, you know, because, you know, we've never had a threesome, and I've always wanted to have a threesome.
Well, it's good if you want to have a threesome too. Then that's something that you can enjoy as well. You can. I mean, do you have a partner in mind at all, or?
No, I, you know, I'm a little naive in that. I'm too shy to tell my friends who I'm a little attractive to. You know, I don't want any drama, but you know, I've got about 10 days to figure it out. If you guys, you know, think that it's a good idea. I mean,
okay.
I'm gonna, if you don't mind, if I could jump in here real quick and just ask a few questions here. So it sounds like you have a tradition of sorts that your boyfriend is expecting, and I guess it sounds like you're hoping if you surprise him with something bigger and better than what he usually gets, he's not going to ask any questions. I will point out that perhaps kicks the can down the road, though, because perhaps in later years he may go back, or maybe if after the event he's like, oh, but when do I get the anal? So I still think it's a good idea that you have an open and honest discussion with him, but let's put a pin in that for the moment. And about this threesome here, threesomes usually require a real connection between all three parties here. Is the third person you have in mind someone that your boyfriend also knows and is also someone you know him to be attracted to?
Yeah, I don't know her very well. She's actually a coworker of his.
Okay.
But you know, I've never approached anybody. Like I said, I'm naive. Like I mean, you know,
coworker of his.
She puts herself out there a lot, and her Instagram is very as sexual as Instagram will let her be. If you know what I mean.
Sure.
And she clearly swings both ways, and her husband's really hot too. So I mean, you know.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, that creates an interesting. So there's all sorts of things you have to work through here, because I'm hearing a combination of things. We have a potential workplace issue for him that could come up because it's a coworker of his, and then she's married. Do you know that they have an open relationship or that they're swingers?
Oh, they definitely do. It's on her Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's on there, if they're open to that, then all you got to do is just have your husband involved, and then you have to think about, once you go down this road, like, you can't undo it. Like, there's always the possibility where you're in bed and then it turns into a fetish. It's like, I can't get off unless this other person's involved.
Or you can get jealous.
Jealousy's always a big thing.
Either of you could have that problem. Absolutely.
The whole realm of polyamory is an interesting one, where people who are in polyamorous relationships, they want their partner to be happy. And there's a term for it that they use. It's basically, it means sympathy. Peter, you're the polyamory expert. What's that term that polyamorous use for? It basically means sympathy for your partner, that they want to be happy. Do you know what I'm talking about there?
I'm actually not sure which term you're referring to, but I agree with the overall sentiment that you're discussing. I mean, that's a core idea typically, and I can't say it's universal, but it should be that the idea is you want your partner to be experiencing as much love and joy as they can, just as you would want for yourself and just as you hope they want for you.
That's right.
And that can be sexual as well. I mean, polyamory is usually more referring to romantic love as well as sexual love, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, an open sexual relationship can exist without any romantic elements whatsoever. It can be purely sexual, and as long as everyone is agreed to that, it's fine. It works beautifully.
Yeah, but in your case, where it's something new, and there's I'm assuming this other couple actually has quite a bit of sexual experience that you open relationship sexual experience, how they would you would want to have sex with them. Is that correct? Did they have a lot of sex with other couples there, Jennifer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So this would be something that would be somewhat new to you, but for them it'd be experience. So it'd be something that would be quite easy for them to take the reins on, while you just kind of experience it if they are open for that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I would love. Jimmy is the only guy that I've ever been with, and I've never been with a woman before. So, I'm bored,
Got
and
it.
I think this is a great opportunity to surprise him and to have some fun myself.
Yeah, no, if that's something that you're into, then you should really pursue that. But mostly,
I might. Sorry, I want to pop in real quick. I might pose that it sounds as though this experience is more about you than him, and I'm not saying that in a judgmental way at all. I think it's wonderful for you to start exploring your needs. It's possible, though, that maybe this is something that, since you discussed that nothing special is done for your birthday, I know it's not fun to plan your own birthday, but maybe this is more about fulfilling a fantasy of yours, and it might be more appropriate to them then. While you might need to do some difficult talking with him about what his expectations are from you on his birthday, and discuss with him what he might want. Now, it might happen to be that he wants this as well, but I do think that this sounds like a need of yours, and it might be explored. It might be better explored around a different event than his birthday.
Yeah, I'm just, I was really looking forward to this. I was really hoping that you guys would say, just go for it, Jennifer. Gosh.
Yeah. I do lean towards go for it, because if this is something that will make you happy and anal sex was not making you happy, I would highly recommend going towards the thing that best satisfies both of you in bed and not just him. Even though it is his birthday, you should be happy as much as possible when lovemaking. So, yeah. This is a good avenue that you could go towards with this couple. I do. Having it be somebody that you know in your workplace where you will have to see them, that can be a little problematic. And but if you are comfortable with that, and your husband's comfortable with that, and you're comfortable with his wife, then by all means go ahead and pursue. So.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys ever had a threesome? And,
Oh yes,
was
quite a
it
few.
with somebody that you knew, or did you call the number?
It was always my
get
picking.
somebody?
Yeah,
I got to pick the girl.
So it's sometimes Diane's friends, or we'll play this game when we go to bars, and we will just.
It's easy for us because we're both attracted to the same kind of women.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, blonde,
Margot.
busty,
Robbie.
Small framed.
Gal Gadget though isn't really.
Yeah, I thought you said Go Gadget,
No.
Inspector Gadget.
No.
But yeah.
Inspector Gadget.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot,
I never get her name right.
It's okay.
Dot,
Wonder Woman.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, Gal Gadot's quite beautiful. But we've participated in threesomes and in orgies. It's all about setting rules, whether or not you want your partner, what you and your partner can do while you're in that threesome or orgy. Like Diane and I, we have a specific rule where I can't.
No penis and vagina.
No
for
penis and vagina for me or her.
But I've had men go down on me and he's watched.
Yeah, and I've had women suck my penis and she's
Sat on her face.
sat on her face. Yeah. And so it's just, you got to have that open communication beforehand, and then talk during also, and also kind of like debrief afterwards. Have this communication of like,
how are you feeling? Are you okay?
yeah, and then afterwards be like, that guy was, you were stroking his penis. I thought it was kind of hot, but at the same time, I mean, are you okay with
Me sucking his dick,
something
which I've done a few times.
Yeah, and that's just what you have to, you know, when you're in the moment and you're in hot and heavy and stuff, and you got to be kind of open to these things because it's bound to happen that all penises and vaginas are in your face and whatnot. But yeah, hopefully that answers some questions there, Jennifer. It seems quite like a lot of information thrown at you all at once there.
No, it really helps you guys. No, I appreciate it. I'm going to really think about it, you know, and have that conversation with him regardless.
Got it. Well,
but
please stay sex positive, be open to things, and really just do what makes you and him both feel good. So you shouldn't, one person should be pleasing without the other person being pleased. So hopefully that answers your questions. Hope you have a good night there, Jennifer.
Thanks, you guys. You too.
All right. Have a good one. Night. Wow, it was a marathon there.
Hopefully we answered a question.
Yeah.
Right.
Peter, you've been in a few threesomes, right?
Oh, certainly,
Yeah.
and more. But yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Group sex is it's wonderful when it's done right, and when everyone is really committed to it and on the same page and has the same goals, which, as you talked about, are just usually generosity is key in a situation like that. People who are really focused on themselves, are sexual vampires in a sense, separate from the actual sexual vampires. There's plenty of those in the community. But yeah, that's rough. And I feel like there's a concern there. I definitely had for that relationship because it seems like that's what she's dealing with in her life, a sexual vampire of sorts. And I feel like she really needed to confront that more than I fear that she's going to, because otherwise it's just kind of going to be this constant pulling and nobody's giving. It's all just now she's trying to take back. And I think she's kind of pushing a little bit too hard without really trying to find middle ground. But we'll see. Hopefully maybe they just stumble into something that works for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wells, have you ever thought about having a threesome, or do you want to have a threesome, or?
Well, I've certainly thought about it, but I don't know about that. You know, for me, I like to live by the old George Michael line: "Sex is natural, sex is fun, sex is best when it's one-on-one."
Or in your case, just one, right?
1-on-0. Playing his own defense over here.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's getting out there more.
Yeah, you are, and I'm glad that you're finally
vaccinated too.
Yes, and
it's going to help so much.
We have another caller.
Okay,
this is Albert from Maine, and he is asking how to broach the subject of trying new things in the bedroom.
Okay, all right.
Hello,
Albert.
Talkin sex.
Yes,
live with Chet and Diane.
I'm Chet.
I'm Diane.
And is this Albert?
Hello?
Hello,
Hi.
Albert. How you doing there?
Good.
Good.
Listen, I've been watching you guys for a little bit. I got to let you know up front.
Okay.
I'm not as open about all these things as you and Diane, Chet. For instance, I would probably not want another penis.
Oh, really?
In the room with me sexually.
Okay.
I have not been able to lay next to another man since Korea.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay. So did you have relations with men, or you're just talking about when
No,
you were in Korea? That was a
we're
long
just
time
forced
ago.
to.
That was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're pushing, what, 80 right now?
Yeah. You know, the pharmaceutical world has made tremendous advances.
Wow.
And a man
great.
like me. Well, thank you.
No,
thank
you sound great for 80. Very sharp. Very wise.
I am, youngin'.
No, thank
Now
you.
listen. You are very attractive people.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I've been seeing this woman for a long time.
Okay.
6 months. It's a long time in my world because you never know what's going to happen.
Got it. That makes sense.
I feel like maybe she's getting a little too serious.
Okay.
Oh.
You know?
How do you mean by serious? What do you mean by serious?
Well, she wants me to keep an extra set of my medications in her room. She likes to set up my pills next to hers.
Mm-hmm.
She wants me to stay over. We live down the hall from one another in the facility. We're allowed to go and come as we please, as long as we're not out all night.
Got it.
I mean, we can be in all night. That's fine. We can use the rec room at 12:30 in the morning. They're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be on premises. My question is, how do I get Julia to lay off a little bit and let me live out the last years or months or weeks of my life without a care? That is not to say I don't want her to go away.
Okay.
I want her to come over when I want her to come over. But I would like her to understand that I would also, you know, like your friend there before, like the opportunity to continue to meet other people and, you know, God willing and pharmaceuticals willing, do what we can do behind a closed door together.
Got it.
I guess what I'm asking is, how do I get a young lady to be okay with not being my exclusive young lady in 2021?
So wait, you're trying to say you want to see other people, or you want to?
Oh yeah.
You want to be with younger women?
Well, if I'm lucky enough, sure. But you know, the Iron Moose has a double drink Tuesday that I like to frequent, and they're by the highway, so plenty of people come through there that don't live here. Maybe they're going up to Canada. Maybe they're going down to New Hampshire. Who knows? But they're there for a night, and sometimes they're very charming people, and sometimes they're very lonely people, and sometimes they need a place to stay, and sometimes I can provide that for them. I'm just saying Julia is getting a little too clingy, and some of these other folks need, you know, some affection as well.
So
but I don't want to hurt her feelings.
You wanna have an open relationship. I mean, I feel
is that it?
Yeah, in the elderly community, it's kind of, you know, life isn't. I mean, it's short. I mean, you don't have a whole lot longer left, so it's like you got to embrace your sexuality. So, have you talked to her about this? Have you just been open, say, you know what, we don't have a lot of time left. I feel that maybe we should see other people while being in the same relationship.
She cries a lot. Not because of me, just in general. I mean, you get to our age, and a lot of things would just set you off. You know, I can't watch MASH.
It makes sense because it would probably bring up some PTSD there. I mean, it was.
Well,
I mean, it was filmed around here in LA, but you know.
Yeah. I just mean, you know. She's older fashioned than I am.
Okay.
And I mean I would not like to see more than one other person when I'm getting intimate.
Okay.
And she would not like to see one other person you know, in addition to me in general. And how do I ease her worries?
Okay.
Well, it's important to be honest in a relationship, in any relationship, and tell her how you feel exactly. And I don't know what her response will be to that. And that's something you're going to have to be okay with, because maybe she won't want to see you anymore. If you're like, I'm in the twilight of my year and I want to just have fun. Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfectly honest question there. So... I don't know.
I get the feeling that you two understand me. I'm just afraid that she won't really understand. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to ask yourself, what would make you more happy? Would it be your sympathy, your love for this person? Or would it be your desire to be with somebody else? You know,
Chet, let me tell you, I lived and loved one woman for 48 years.
Wow.
you know.
Congrats.
And God took her home 12 years ago, and since then it's taken a lot for me to share myself with someone, and now I want to share myself with everyone who's willing to take me.
That's
but
fine.
Just one at a time, you know. I don't want to get too crazy.
Well, I mean,
so
the best thing is just to have an open conversation with her. She might feel the exact same way. Maybe, I mean, I don't, if you just bring up the concept or the idea that, I mean, you're not going to be on Earth forever, and if you feel like your days are numbered, then maybe she would be open for it as well. Have you ever heard of the term sugar daddy?
No.
So that's where I don't know what your financial situation is, but this is where there's a lot of females on a website where they it's like sugardaddy.com or something, and they will be basically like an escort, but yet as somewhat of a relationship for older men who just want to give them money. I'm not saying that I fully agree with the idea, but it's something that's out there if you want to give that a shot. I don't know what your money situation is. Yeah.
Well, I'll take a look at it, but the Double Drink Tuesday at the Iron Moose has been treating me well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would like to become a source of income for.
Yeah.
I just like to have fun, Chet. You know what I'm talking about.
Got it.
Fun.
Peter, do you have any? Our sex toy and polyamorous expert, Peter. I was wondering if he had any other type of ideas for you to have more fun or to approach your love interest with a question about having more fun.
I think it comes down to, I mean, this is a similar discussion we had with our last caller, but it's about openness and honesty and communication, because it sounds as though your fear, and it might be an educated fear too, is that you and your current partner are on different pages. And if that's the case, then that's potentially a problem for you. It sounds like she's looking for something more committed, or at least you think she is. And you're looking at this point to just sow your less than wild oats, your waning oats.
Yeah.
And so with that in mind, I think it's a concern for you that you have a different goal for this relationship. And if that's the case, you do have to be willing to take the hit here and accept that the relationship may have to end if she wants something different than you do. Again, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly acceptable for you to want the things you do and to discuss them with her, and maybe she'll come to it with you. But if she doesn't, and it's that important to you, you have to be willing to let her go, because you can't consistently be together and have two very different ideas of what your relationship is. Otherwise, you're just stringing her along.
Yeah, you're all right. Thank you for that.
We're all right, every one of us. Wells, do you have any advice at all? You're the one who's the most. You're dating the most out of all of us. What would you say?
Well, I've never tried to have an open relationship, but I guess I would just echo your sentiment that it's always best to be honest with what you want. Otherwise, people get hurt.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, if she decides not to be a part of this anymore, I'd understand. But on the other hand, Lord could take her at any moment anyway.
Yeah. So well, I mean, don't count on that.
I'm already prepared for that. Okay. No, I don't count on that. I'm just saying I'm already prepared for her to dance on out of my life the same way she danced in 6 wonderful months ago.
Yeah. So, well, I hope that helps you out. Good luck, and just be honest. I can't stress that enough. Just make sure to tell her exactly how you feel, and hopefully, it sounds like either way you'll be in a good situation. So just spare her feelings and, stay sex positive, my friend.
Thanks.
All right. Have a good evening. I appreciate you calling in.
All right. You have a good night, too.
Thank you. Wow. So have we had an older caller? I can't remember, Wells. Is somebody else calling that was about that age at one point? Yeah, it was my dad. That's right. My dad called in. He's about the same age. That is correct. Do you remember that, Wells, or were you not on the show for that one?
Oh no, I remember when your dad called in.
Yeah. That was a fun one there.
Mm-hmm.
The elderly community, they sex is very rampant, and it's a different style. It's almost like a college dorm, basically. It's they hand out condoms
in the retirement center.
Retirement homes, just the elderly communities that they have, and it's that sounds great. I think that's a great thing to do.
The STIs are definitely a major issue in those environments, with or without the condoms. I know they run rampant, but it's absolutely. I mean, comparing it to a college environment is funny, because I feel like the stereotype of teenagers and college kids is that they feel like they're invincible and they're going to live forever, so they can do whatever they want. And then you have the elderly who know they're not invincible and they don't have much time left, so they can do whatever they want.
They're going to die soon, so they might as well just go ahead and live.
There's some poetry in that. I support it. Yeah,
it's like it kind of comes in. I wouldn't say full circle, but more of like a half circle, because it's not the beginning and the end. It's like the middle or a quarter of the way in the end. So, but I mean, why not? It's like your spouse passed away, and you could you sit there. You have an option. Two options. You can sit there and be miserable, or you can just live the rest of your life to your fullest. I know when Diane and I grow old, and if I die, I would want Diane to have as much fun as she could, and I hopefully I'd
probably get with a younger guy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Diane, I feel will look.
I've dated younger men
smoking hot, well into her 80s, and so she would be able to get with anybody who is 20s, 30s, 40s. Yeah, but Wells, do we have another caller coming in?
We do. We have Dr. Cade Foster, who's a feminist sociologist. He tries to get his dates to understand feminism, but they're turned off by, quote, internalized misogyny.
Oh, wow. Huh. Hello.
You're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane.
I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
And is this the doctor?
Hello.
Hi.
Sexy voice.
This is Dr. Cade Foster, PhD, doctor.
It's very nice meeting you. So none of us on this show have doctorate degrees or are PhDs or...
And, a lot of people don't. A lot of your audience may not, and that is why I am here.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm glad to be graced by your presence. So you're saying that you go out on dates and you have you try to tell your dates that to be pro-feminism, but then you don't feel that they're feminist enough?
Women today don't understand feminism.
Got it.
It's a huge problem. Diane, I don't know how much you're contributing to that, but I'm sure it's a fair amount. Internalized misogyny is very real.
Got it. So what's your definition of feminism? What are you trying to preach, or what are you trying to tell your dates when you go out with them?
Well, feminism is not just about equality. It's about equity.
Okay.
And if we are going to be feminists, then we need to be advancing towards a society that understands that, maybe just being a woman does not qualify you to be a feminist. As a feminist sociologist, you know, I have studied the work. I've done the work.
Okay.
And, you know, a lot of women haven't done that work, and I don't know what to tell them.
So you're saying that being a woman and being pro-woman is not enough to be a feminist? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Diane. You were kind of talking over Chet right there. I don't appreciate
I'll move
that.
the mic more towards Diane.
There we go. No.
There, so she could hear her better. There you go.
Not necessary.
No, okay.
Sure.
All right. So I mean, this is fascinating coming from a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pro feminism, but
I'm not just a man. I am a professor.
Oh.
I am a doctor.
So what do you identify as? Do you feel that you're a man?
Feminist sociologist.
Okay, so you identify as a feminist? You're neither male nor female. You're just feminist.
I am a male. I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Saying, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out.
I have done the work. Okay.
Yeah, you've been to a school for a long time about feminism studies and feminine history. You've probably gone through a lot of anatomy classes. Would you feel that you know how to please a woman sexually?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way you are framing that question is
not feminist
very
at all.
perturbing.
Yes, it's very masculine.
A woman is you are robbing the agency from a woman. A woman should be able to please herself.
That's true. I totally I agree with that.
A man should have to do the pleasing for her. No, a woman can take care of that herself.
That is true, but I like to think of sex and masturbation as like a tennis match. You know, you hit a ball against the wall, which is fun, but you need the other partner to actually have a game.
Well, if you're boning another person, yes.
Yeah, so I'm just that's my contrast between.
That's where I'm gonna stop you, Chet.
Yeah.
A woman doesn't need a man for anything.
That's true. I agree with that. I mean,
how dare you? Yes. Yeah. That a woman needs me or any other man for their pleasure.
You know what? You know,
a lot of times women get it done just fine.
And another woman can please a woman probably better than a man can please a woman.
That is accurate.
That is very accurate.
I can speak from experience.
Well, you know, I haven't seen any data on that, so let's not go too far here.
Well, actually, lesbians have a higher percentage of climaxing than heterosexual couples.
But the whole companionship.
Well, actually, Diane, I don't know about that, but I don't care for what you have said.
Oh, so is that anti-feminist to say that lesbians are pleasing each other?
That's just statistics, honey.
Yeah, that's just...
I'm sorry, Dan, you're a doctor of what?
I'm not a doctor.
Doctorate of pleasing me.
Yeah, no, just getting to know you here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have many lesbian friends. I myself personally am bisexual. I've slept with many, many women. I'm sure more than you have. And
snap.
From what I hear from their point of view and from mine, we've all orgasmed way more with each other than with men.
That's correct.
So that's from my perspective as a woman. Do you have a penis or a vagina?
I'm just trying to figure out what your question is, Doctor. Like, what are you trying to ask right now?
Well, I'm trying to ask, when I go out on dates, I try and explain to women what feminism really is all about. And they don't want to hear it because, maybe they're from a different generation. Sometimes they're 3 years older or 3 years younger than me. Totally different generation.
So 3 years? That seems like the same generation.
Yeah, it's not much different.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Here's the number.
Okay.
And it is greater or less than
so,
my age.
What's your question exactly?
Yeah, so what are you trying to... You want to know how to tell these women?
How can I communicate what feminism is all about to the women I go out on dates with, because
Okay.
they are not hearing the message.
Okay.
And feminism is what is needed in this world right now, more than ever.
Okay.
Well, I would just say shut up and listen to what she has to say.
Exactly
and there's
what
your
I was about to
feminism.
say. Just listen to. I mean, I'm sorry. You can study feminism all you want, but until you either feel like you're a woman or you're a vulva owner, like you really don't understand the full women experience. So
I'm sorry. Are you implying that you need a vulva to be a woman?
No, as I said in the very
specifically
before I said
mentioned
that
something else. Yeah.
I said if you feel like you're a woman or if you're a vulva owner, then you need to just stop and listen to what she's saying, because you don't understand the full woman experience. So
that is, we need to listen to women, and also a doctor of feminist sociology.
Okay.
Perhaps, we can have an exchange of information, and that's where I run into problems when I try and I listen, and then I have things to say where maybe other people should listen as a doctor, and that's where we run into problems.
Okay.
Dr. Foster, can I ask you real quick here? Have you studied race at all? For instance, have you done any, let's say, African American studies?
I don't see color, and
that
I
doesn't surprise me.
There it is.
We're in a post-racial world right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
absolutely no colors. I am looking at my computer screen right now. It's all black and white, and
you would see black and white then, right?
Do you perhaps literally see the world in black and white, and perhaps you have a form of color blindness that is literally doesn't allow you to see color?
Yes, I am proud to be colorblind.
Okay.
I am proud to not see any race or color. Just when I was getting my burrito from my Mexican brethren down the street, I did not see their color. I saw them as the Mexicans selling their goods, purveying their wares, which were in the form of burritos and tacos. I elected for the burritos today.
Got it. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. So the thing about racism is man, this is a tough subject, but you got to recognize that there are differences, and not to just say that there's no difference, because saying that there's no difference is part of the problem. Saying that
I agree.
Okay.
I cannot make a burrito as well as what fellow folks down the street here.
Got it. So there are certain races, ethnicities that have more privilege than others, and I don't know specifically what your ethnicity is, and
I can surmise.
Yeah. So
Right.
so, anyways, you have to understand that people have privilege, and recognizing that you need to show more sympathy, more empathy towards people, and listen to what their experience is and figure out how you can help. And part of the feminist movement is listening to women, because I'm a penis owner and I don't understand. I can never fully understand what it means to be a woman. I can study it. I can try and figure it out, but I don't know what it's like to walk into a room full of a bunch of hungry men trying to want to get in my pants. I mean, I do that a lot when I go into different homosexual communities, but it's never the same as a woman, because I feel as a man, I have some masculinity that I can exert towards them. as a woman, when they were to walk in that room, they would feel vulnerable. They would feel that they could be taken upon by these men, and like I never feel that unless it's completely different. So, but go ahead.
Now, Chet, I gotta cut you off right there,
Okay.
because you said as the owner of a penis.
Yeah, that's how I feel that I am. I'm a male,
Well,
and I own a penis.
A man should not own the genitals of anyone, regardless of.
So my penis is my own, and that's what I own.
And
so,
mine.
Yes, and it's also they belong to Diane and nobody else. So,
Well, Diane, how do you feel about Chet owning a penis?
It's his penis.
it's
That's
my penis.
fine.
Yep.
So, do you not have any agency about what that penis does? That sounds very problematic to me.
I'm not saying I don't want him to like fuck everything inside. I want to know what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
Are you suggesting that
marry him.
her lack of control of her penis makes her not feminist?
Yeah, it's anti-feminist to. This penis should be a communal sort of situation. No one should have ownership of anyone's genitals.
Got it. Well, I do feel
It's time
that
to get that penis clamp thing that I was looking at online.
Chastity cage, yes.
Yes, as your body is your own and nobody else's.
Right.
That first and foremost. So if I have a penis,
Unless you have a penis,
unless I have a
because
what?
then you're part of the patriarchy.
Got it. So I have a penis.
Why
and
not let a woman take the reins? Why
She
do you
does.
have to
She
be
does.
full owner?
She does, but I'm just saying for more of like terms as opposed to a transgendered woman who has a penis. I'm a male who's a penis owner, and you can be a female who has a penis, who can be a penis owner.
As a sociologist, I need to tell you that this whole being an owner is
It's not
extremely
feminist at all. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, if you think of it more like a co-op, because
there
that's
you go.
essentially what they're describing is a co-op. They both own. They have shared ownership of it, but I still think it's reasonable for the person to whom it's attached and was born with it to claim primary ownership.
Yeah, that's correct. Primary and subsidiary. We actually, when we our wedding vows, part of our wedding vows was shared ownership of our genitalia. It was a very intimate wedding.
that sounds very progressive.
It was. It was very shared ownership, but yet it was declarative that who the primary owner is, and the primary owner can never they can never be superseded by the secondary owner on what they want to do with that. So I couldn't say like, I don't care what you want, Diane. I want to have sex with you. That's not consensual. She's the primary owner, so what she says goes about her body. So, you still there, Doctor?
Did we lose
I'm
him?
still here.
Okay, sorry.
I'm
still
here.
I'm hearing a lot of patriarchal ideas coming out of Chet's mouth, and I'm not really hearing a lot from Diane.
Okay,
And, that's very problematic.
all right. Diane,
You know,
what would
I
you
hope
like?
to
So
hear
you're the only
Diane
female
agreeing.
on this show right now. What would you like to say, Diane?
What's your question?
I don't know
Diane
exactly. What are you
agrees
trying to
with
ask?
Everything I have to say.
But so we want to help you try to have a good dating experience, and I feel like you're scaring
have a
away
date
these women.
Yeah, do you have intimacy issues?
I think you need to explain to us more what you're looking for in this situation.
Okay. So, I had a date coming up, and we were talking on Tinder, and everything's going great. I'm like, you're a woman, and then I'm like, I appreciate the fact that you're a woman, and this is the right way to be a woman, and this is the right way to treat a woman. As a feminist sociologist, I know these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stopped talking to me, and that's kind of been the
that sure sounds like a feminist choice of hers.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she says, "Hey, I would love to meet up. Why don't you pick a place?" And I say, "Well, you know, maybe you're a little bit too far into the patriarchy because you want a man to pick a place to meet up."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
sometimes women just
I'm
want
trying
men.
to help her. I am an ally of feminism.
If you want pussy, you're gonna have to just pick a place and man up. Let's just get to the root of the cause here.
And
if
I have
you
to
want
say,
to lick pussy and get your dick
so
wet,
we're
you're
just
gonna have to
gonna-
shut up and just do what she wants.
And
This
I
is
have a
another
partner
Bottom
who complained to me constantly about the fact that she had to make all of the decisions when it came to things like going to dinner and where to go and what we were doing. And it's because I was making her do all of the emotional labor. And I had to recognize that fact and realize that letting her make all of the choices wasn't empowering her. It was making her do all of the work. And that very much is not an equality or an equitable idea to force someone else to do all of that emotional lifting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I don't live in a world where women are not able to work. Okay, that's where we're at now.
got it. So
Women should
go ahead
be
there, Wells.
Wells?
What do you have
able
to say
do
there?
all the work.
I think you're having a hard time with women because you're a know-it-all and you have to be right all the time.
There you go.
And you don't listen.
There it is.
That seems to be what I'm taking from this conversation.
I have been listening to you, friends, and you have been telling me that women are not able to work. That
That's
is what I
not
heard.
what anyone said.
That's not listening.
No one said that.
It's
That is
if
what you literally just said. Women can't work.
if
And
if a
that's where
woman
we're at.
wants to work, then they're allowed to, and they're allowed to make the same amount of money as a man. If they want to raise kids and they want to be a housewife, they're allowed to do that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. And if a woman wants to take charge in a relationship and make the decisions like where you're going or how you're going to have sex at night, as long as the man is okay with that, then they're allowed. If they want a man to say, I am going to dominate you because they want to be submissive, that is also okay. If they want the man to make the decisions or pay the bills or to tell them like where to do, if they are okay with that, that's what they want, that is true feminism right there. It's the choice. It is not so much the fact that women need to do everything that a man does and they don't have the option of doing the opposite of these traditional kind of, Beverly Cleary type of women roles that are set up. They can choose either one. All right, they don't have to fit one norm or the other. That, in my opinion, is true feminism, and I don't have an actual degree on this. I took some women's studies class when I was in college, but not didn't major or minor in it. So I hope that you can agree with that, with all of your philosophies and whatnot that you have gone through.
Yeah, respectfully, I, as a doctor of feminist sociology, that I got my degree from Trump University.
Oh God, there it is.
I have to respectfully disagree.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and say have a good night right there.
Night.
So,
I have authority on the subject.
Got it. I understand your authority. But hey, doctor, I really hope that when you go on your next date, just to go ahead
and listen.
And that's will help you
the
out
most
tremendously.
The women, so you can tell them when they are, buying into the patriarchy.
Or just listen to if they want that or if they don't want that. It's not so much what you feel feminism is. You got to listen to actual women and what they feel feminism is.
And then tell them what it actually is. Yes, I'm right there with you.
No.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, I hope you have a good night. Hopefully we helped you out and steered you in the right direction, my friend. Have a good night.
I'll let you know how my next date goes, and I'll let you know why she was wrong.
Okay. Well, we'll put out an APB on that. Have a good night, my friend. Boy,
every time he used the word respectfully, I feel like I do not think that word means what you think it means. Was what wanted to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, it was. There's people who think different things, and I try to respect that. But if you go against what an ideal is, like the whole feminist movement, I feel, is about empowering women, and I feel that what he was studying was not empowering women.
No, he just wanted to put them down and talk condescending, which is totally the opposite of
exact
feminism.
Opposite. It has to do with some evangelical Christians who like to study Christianity but not practice it. That's what this whole thing kind of came to mind. That he just wanted to study feminism but not actually apply it or practiced it or apply it to his own life. And so it made it a little difficult for him. And I feel that he's not going to actually find an actual match unless, I don't know what woman would actually want to be with a man who's like that. I mean, there sure there might be. No one? I don't know.
Nobody wants to be talked to that way.
Yeah, I've never met a woman who likes that. I mean, maybe, I don't know. There's might be. I mean, there's almost 8 billion people on this planet, and it's just like I meet people all the time that are just like, wow, I didn't know someone like who had your type of views existed. But I mean, so it blows me away. But maybe there's somebody who would enjoy his company, but I don't know. Not me, not Diane, not any woman I know. So
yeah.
But wow, we went
a little over there. On
we went a little over. That's all right. I felt like we tried really hard to try to answer whatever question you had. It took us a while to figure that out. Yeah. But we pushed and we tried. I don't know, Wells, what do you think is an overall kind of theme of tonight? We spoke about a lot about feminism and polyamory. What do you feel?
I think a lot of it was being on the same page, and communication.
Got it.
Was key.
Yeah.
In all three of those callers.
Yeah. Same thing with you there, Peter?
Absolutely. I mean, that was the theme of the night was communication and listening and caring what the other person wants. And
honesty.
I feel like we got 3 different examples of people who had a really difficult time with those concepts.
Well, thank you so much, Peter and Wells. So thanks for watching, everybody, on Caffeine. And on YouTube, thanks for listening on whatever podcast hosting site that you are on. This is Talkin' Sex Live with Chet and Diane.
I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and we are signing off. Have safe sex, be
sex positive,
and
have a great week.
And a good night. Stay safe, everybody.